Start. First of all, thank you for not letting the audience to be smaller than the panel. And you choose to come to this, but I'm sure that is because of the extraordinary, interesting subject and also because of the panelists. We will discuss about in this session, which has the name of a vitamin. It's called B1. It's not yet a bomb dropper, but it's a vitamin. It's about functional urban areas and links to declining areas. I asked the distinguished panelists to say each of them 2-3 words about them because I don't know all of them so well to introduce. But that also gives me the opportunity to speak about myself, what could be more pleasant for a moderator at the beginning. I'm teaching for 30 years. I worked in public administration. I worked in the Ministry of Public Works for 8 years, between 1990 and 98. And then I worked also with the Economic Commission for Europe of UN. And then I learned, and then I taught in Harvard, in Central European University in Rotterdam. And now I'm in a much more comfortable position because, you know, when you teach, you are supposed to teach everyone what to know. So it's easy. Due to my former students, which are now working in the ministry, and to the kindness of organizers of the seminar, I'm supposed to moderate this session. And I would not make a long introduction. We have 5 interventions, 5 presentations. Of course, I would do as much as possible both to save time for debates and questions and also to be in time for the break. I think it's important to be in time for the break usually. And this subject is related, and it's very nicely formulated, links to declining area. Obviously, and that somehow continues the debate we had in the first session, it deals with the speed of changes and with the nature of changes. There are areas which are developing quicker, there are areas which are stagnant, there are areas which are declining, and they might or might not be functional urban areas. They might or might not be depending or very strongly influenced by a central city. They might be a conglomerate. It might be for resource reasons, for labor reasons, for deindustrialization. It might be for globalization effects. Usually it's easy to blame globalization, even if sometimes it's only one of the causes. And I think that the debate here, it's very interesting because actually it relates the 2 issues, the functional urban area and the territorial cohesion, as much as is already discussed. And obviously, the vehicle which links them is policies, which I made a joke before, but actually it's a very important thing because formulating policies, formulating them realistically, having them taken on board, having them implemented, and what's more important, having them monitored and evaluated, these are things that sounds very well and coherent in theory, but it's not only because for political reasons, but for many other reasons, they are not always in practical terms in the same way. That's why it's interesting how this term, which is somehow generally sustainable urban policy or sustainable urban policies, how they can be shaped in a functional urban area, what are the particularities in implementation, and obviously the relation to governance comes in our head. So we shall start our panelist presentation with Mr. Zintis Hermanssons. He's from ESPON, and he will present ESPON policy brief on impact of labor migration on sustainable development. And I'm sure it's a challenging subject, not only because it's much more complex than labor migration suggests as a term, and it's completely different in nowadays than not less than 20 years ago, for instance. Thank you, please.